Hello, I'm Laura. Today we will be discussing answers to questions that have come up from a video we recently posted titled Karma Part 2. You will see and hear me, but my husband will be answering the questions and you will only hear his voice. The questions that we have today came from one of our subscribers, viewers, through our Facebook group called Clearing, Healing, and Guidance. The first question: should we not feel sad when natural disasters happen and kill people? I'm waiting for my husband to answer.
Well, you're looking at me like you have something to say. So, what do you want to say about that?
I have nothing to say about that. I'm waiting for you to answer.
Oh. Well, what do you think?
I think it's natural to feel sad about it, but it also depends on your viewpoint. I used to feel sad about natural disasters when they happen, but now, because of my understanding of life and karma, I don't feel sad. I wonder.
You don't?
No, I don't. It might be harsh and
That's really
heartless to say, but I look at it and I wonder, what kind of karma do those people have that they were in that area and had to go through that, especially the ones who lost their lives? That's how I look at it now. And then I stop thinking about it and I move on because I have my own karma to deal with.
You're more concerned about the ones that are passed on and not the ones that are alive.
Well, no, the ones that they're dealing with it as well, but I mean, it's even more sad for their families and for other people with all the ones that have lost, because they have all the memorial services and
I don't know. If I'm in pain, I'd want somebody to care about me.
I know. I know. It's not that I don't care. I just see it differently. I don't see it as, oh, it's such a horrible thing. I'm going to be so sad. I'm going to pray for them. Why does God do this? It's more so.
You don't pray for them?
I didn't say that. I just give you examples.
Do you pray for them?
Sometimes when I think about it, I do.
Sometimes?
I don't always think about these things, okay? I must admit, I don't listen to the news or watch TV or anything. So I don't stay abreast with all the things that are happening in the world until someone like my mom says, hey, did you hear about this? And then...
Well, see, the part you're missing is that you're always praying for these individuals. You're always putting out positive energy. I guess you didn't realize that. Every time you decree, what are you doing?
I'm working on balancing karma.
Huh?
Isn't that what we're doing?
Haven't you been paying attention to what's taught to you?
Okay, I'm doing my best.
If you're watching this video, please make sure you pay attention, okay? Don't see.
I am not the best student.
Something that was posted. How did it go? The prophet, something in his own homeland.
The prophet is not recognized in his own homeland.
My wife doesn't recognize anything over here. We give her a message. She's like, well, I'm just balancing karma. No, you're not just balancing karma. Remember, every time you decree, you're putting out positive energy so you can help other people. That energy is not for you to balance karma.
Okay, I thought it was only when we say certain decrees that are affecting the world and other people.
No. Oh. Every time you decree, that's what you're doing. You're putting out positive, you're putting out dharma to help other people. It just happens that then it's multiplied when it comes back to you. But we don't decree or pray, and this is a concept a lot of individuals misunderstand, because we've been taught that we pray for ourselves.
Right.
That's not the way it's supposed to be. When you pray, you're supposed to know that you're praying to put the energy out, because it's the energy that's needed to help somebody. It's not the prayer, it's not the words as such, it's the energy that goes with the words.
Got it.
That's what, because remember, everything is frequency, right? Mm-hmm. So then you're creating the energy, you're sending it out, it's multiplied based on the law of karma. And so if you put out really good energy, then it comes back to you and you experience really good things. If you put out really bad energy, then it comes back to you as really bad consequences. So every time you decree, every time you pray, you are already helping every being in the universe. That's why we don't.
There's something new today.
That's why we don't go and we say, "Oh, I'll pray for you." See, if you notice, we never say that. Mm-hmm. In the past, we would say that.
Yes.
But we don't say that now because we know that every time we decree, we're helping somebody. We don't pray for them. We put out the energy that's necessary to help them. Make sense? We don't go,
Yes.
oh God, please help this person. Instead, we're decreeing, we put out the energy, the angels go, they take that energy, they look to see where they can utilize it best, and then they apply it to somebody's situation.
Okay.
So every time you decree, that's what you're doing. You're actually helping people. So you don't have to go and pray for them. You're already doing it.
Okay.
You forgot that part.
I do not recall that part.
So to build on that, and that would be the reason why you wouldn't feel terrible or you feel helpless about the situation, because you know you're already doing your part. You do it every day. Every day you decree, you're doing your part to help individuals that might not believe in God, they don't believe in a supreme being, or they feel helpless, or they might be in a situation that seems to them to be helpless. Because no situation is helpless, but it might feel that way, right? And so by all of us getting together, and I say all of us, I mean everyone that prays, everyone that decrees or chants, or try to connect with a higher being, a universal energy or universal source, we're putting out that energy for everybody else to use, or to be used for everybody else
Okay.
to help them.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, should we feel bad?
Right.
Speaking from the human standpoint, everybody's used to, that's what everybody's programmed to do, right? And if you don't feel bad, then you feel you're a terrible person. That's why I was teasing you earlier.
Yes, people make you feel that way too.
Well, nobody can make you feel anyway.
Oh, true.
You choose to
People
feel
say
a certain way,
things, and then you choose to feel like,
That
oh,
certain
maybe
way.
these people are right. Maybe I should feel this way.
And so I always remember that too. So this is digressing a little bit, but one of the things that the Ascended Masters teach us, Jesus, Muhammad, all the Ascended Masters through teaching, is that we are responsible for everything that happens to us. Okay? That's a whole different video, but just this little part here, what that means is that somebody could tell you that you are an idiot, right? And as we've taught our kids to respond to that, how do we teach them to respond? What do we tell them?
Thank you.
No, we don't tell them thank you.
Well,
we don't accept
you see,
that.
when people say things, you tell them to say thank you.
But they just told them they're an idiot. Why did they say thank you for that?
I don't know why they would say thank you for that, but you've.
That's not what we tell them.
Then
Second time now. It's proving my wife is not paying
maybe
attention
we should
here.
start this video all over.
No, I don't think so. We always tell them what? To ask the person, why do you think that?
Oh, yes, we do
Right?
ask them to ask people why for everything.
We don't go and argue with them. We don't accept it either because we know it's inaccurate. At the same time, we don't allow it to dictate how we're going to feel for that moment or for that day. So if someone comes to you and say, you're an idiot, your response is,
I would say okay and walk away and be done with it. But from what we teach our children now, I would say, why do you say I'm an idiot?
right, why
If
do
I want
you feel?
to-
Why do you feel that I'm an idiot?
Continue the conversation.
Right? Well, you should want to continue conversation because you should be curious as to why somebody would even think that you're an idiot. So why would you not want to continue a conversation? If someone says you're lazy, you should ask, okay, why do you think I'm lazy? You should always ask that question, why? Instead of arguing and saying, I'm not lazy, or trying to defend something that you're wasting your time with, because that's somebody's opinion. So of course the person will stick to their opinion. But if you get them to think differently by asking a question, will you please explain to me why you think I'm lazy? Then listen to them do it. And the most amazing thing happens, they look at you because they don't expect that response and they don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. And that ends that whole thing about whether or not you're an idiot, right? They won't do
Right.
it again. It ends right there. And we teach our kids that, and I feel that's something everybody should adopt.
I agree. I think that would have helped me a lot when I was younger.
Right? So you don't end up in an argument. You don't get upset because instead of you accepting it and then trying to defend yourself about this statement, you're not that, whatever that statement is, an idiot, lazy, stupid, dumb, whatever that might be. Instead, you're asking a question. Will you please tell me, or why do you think I'm so and so. Why do you say I'm so and so? Right? It becomes a conversation now because you want to learn from it. Of course, the person that said it probably because they're angry, or who knows, whatever their situation is, but it's an emotional reaction. And so they can't explain it.
Okay.
By doing that, you've disallowed someone from dictating how you feel. That's why we say that nobody can decide how you feel. Nobody can make you feel bad. Nobody can make you angry. I've heard people say, yeah, but be careful, because if you say one more thing, I'll get angry.
They're choosing
Exactly.
to behave that
You're
way.
choosing to feel angry. You're telling yourself, if you do one more thing, then I'll get angry. See how it goes? And we can control that. What does that have to do with the question? Well, it's the same thing. You see people are dying, or there's this natural disaster, and just like you said, when I asked you what your thoughts were about the whole situation, you said you'd ask, well, what is it? See how it goes?
Right.
Why are they going through that? And all of a sudden now, instead of you feeling mad or angry or sad about a situation, your brain goes into solution mode because it's trying to find an answer to your question. And that's how you wind up keeping your frequency high, because you're still dealing with that situation, but not the way everyday people deal with it, where instead they feel like, well, because these people are suffering, I'm supposed to feel sad. So let me feel sad. The next thing you know, they'd feel down. They're blaming the politicians for not doing something.
Yes, they're blaming everybody for not doing something.
Exactly. When it's all karma. They're all in that place. Everybody affected by that situation were there for a reason. And that reason was to balance karma at that particular moment. If you don't accept the law of karma that really exists, then you'll struggle with the whole concept of, okay, I guess these people don't deserve to die, or they don't deserve to punish. God is unfair. How could God allow that to happen? Those are the questions that will come up. If you give karma a chance, a lot of karma a chance, all of a sudden things start to make more sense. Because now you can ask the question, and these various possibilities will probably be shown to you. Not saying that any one of those is what's really taking place with that situation. However, at least you have an idea as to what possibly could be causing that natural disaster, or why it even took place.
Okay.
Did I answer the question?
I believe you answered it and more.
Okay.
To go along with that question, Jackie wrote, I feel sad. Is that negative energy I am attracting? No, you want me to answer?
Yes, I'd like to get your opinion on it, because you know
Well-
the teachings as well.
Yes. So anytime you have emotions that are like sadness or depression, anxiety, those all lower your frequency. And when that happens, if there's an entity around with or lost soul or an energy that has that same frequency, then they can easily attach to you. And yes, you'd be attracting that negative energy.
So why does that happen? In physics, we have what? Like attracts, well, is that true? Because with magnets, the positive and positive, they don't attract.
Right.
So in physics, that's not how it works.
Scientist
Forget
just
about that
debunked his own
analogy.
thought.
Right. And even in chemistry, it's positive and negative ions. So no. But people
So-
always say that
Like
attract.
attracts alike.
Right? So that's what happens there. Similar frequencies will attract each other.
Okay.
So yes, you lower your frequency, that's what happens. How do you lower your frequency? By allowing your emotions to take control of you. That's it. And if you notice how I worded that, you're the one that's allowing your emotions to dictate how you're going to behave. You are supposed to be the master of your universe. The moment you start doing things like that, getting angry and then crying, then all of a sudden you're no longer the master of the universe. You're allowing something else now to dictate what you do. Now that might sound harsh,
Yes.
right? And that's where a lot of individuals have a hard time accepting the teachings. But believe me, this is the way it is. This is what was taught to Jesus, Moses, Abraham, and it's taught to us. It doesn't matter what faith you choose. They all come. You notice that there's this common thread between all of them. Mm-hmm. There are prophets. Right? There's a savior or messiah of some kind, mm-hmm. and they come for a specific purpose to help the people that they're going to lead. It's the same because they come from the one place, the teachings. Anyway, so now you've lowered your frequency.
Right.
Okay? Things get attached to you. Then all of a sudden you don't feel right. Mm-hmm. And you wonder what happened. Well, you attracted all these things. And again, I'm just being as blunt as possible as I can about it, so it becomes a very clear picture to everybody, right?
Yes.
What am I actually saying? It's like the Buddhists say. The Buddhists always say what? You should walk the middle way, right? Mm-hmm. You should never get too excited, and you should never get too depressed. You're always in the middle. And that's why that's so important. That's why the Buddhists stress that, because they know that if you get too excited about something, then your frequency gets out of control as well. And that could attract something that you don't want, an unpleasant attachment or possession. If it goes too low, same thing can happen. So remember, you can get attachment from both sides. Like you're saying, if you get sad, you lower your frequency.
Right.
But also there are entities at a higher frequency than yours probably. And so when you raise it to that level, then, no, I wouldn't say higher, when you get too excited, your frequency goes, like they say, out of control. Mm-hmm. And then things can attach to that. And then now they're attached to you.
Okay. I believe that answers the question. The last question, even if I believe and know what I want I can have, can karma still stop it from happening?
Okay. What does that really mean? That question, what is being asked, really?
She's saying that she knows what she wants in life, and she knows that if she focuses on it, she can get it. Mm-hmm. But can karma stop her from getting it? Because there are things she has to balance. So she won't get what she wants because she's not supposed to get it because of karma. Something to that effect.
Is she asking, or does it have something to do with, let's say for example, you want something or you think you deserve something, but you might not get it because karmically it's not supposed to be yours?
Right.
So, okay.
I think that's pretty much what she's asking, yes.
Okay.
In a nutshell. Sorry for the drawn out explanation. If that's not what you were asking, Jackie, then please let us know.
Yes. So, going back to that, what we're saying is, let's say for example, you feel that you're supposed to be a musician in life, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just going along with what you explained. And you start to work hard to become a musician. You say, okay, I want to be a musician. I'm going to be a musician. But in this lifetime, your purpose was not to be a musician. You were supposed to be a teacher, let's say. Mm-hmm. Is that what is being asked? So now, even though you want to be a musician, you do all the things to be a musician, because your purpose in this lifetime was not to be a musician, then it doesn't work out?
Wow, that sounds good. See, when I read the question, I was thinking more along the lines of, I know I want to have a stable financial future and have a certain kind of vehicle and a certain kind of house. I was thinking more on the material level, not on the level of a course of life that we might take. Okay,
well, let's start with the purpose in life, right?
Right.
How about that? Let's say, for example, you chose to be a musician, like the example we just gave, in this lifetime. And of course, when you choose something, it's tied to your karma. Probably you become a musician, and as you share your music with people, you're balancing karma with them. You meet the people through your music to balance the karma you have with them. Make sense?
Okay.
And that's why you took that path, because the easiest way for you to balance the karma with these individuals is by them coming to your concerts, maybe your performances. They buy your record. Well, they don't have records now, right?
No.
Okay.
they
1800s.
they barely have CDs now. It's
Right. So it's like,
MP3 files or
Right.
something like that.
they get your MP3 files from Spotify.
iTunes.
Is there something called Spotify?
There is something called Spotify.
Okay. So I know it's one called Shopify. That's what I wonder.
There's really?
Yes. There's.
Oh.
I don't know if they're the same. I don't think they're the same thing. Anyway, so if you're supposed to be a teacher and you decide, oh, I really want to be a musician, then what will happen more than likely is that you have a lot of karma that you won't balance in this lifetime if you stay as a musician.
Oh.
That road will not be it will be a bumpy one, put it that way. It won't be the greatest because it was not the one you were supposed to take. See? And you'll see where you'll be wondering, why am I struggling so much with this? Why are things not working out the way I expect them to?
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably because that was not your initial purpose. Now, you could still have a decent life,
Mm-hmm.
but you won't feel satisfied. You know that there's something missing in your life.
Boy,
See?
glad I didn't become a nun.
And why?
Well, I wasn't supposed to, but that was my plan.
Oh, okay.
Had I not gotten married and become a wife and mother, I was going to go be a nun.
Yes. That's for another video.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, see, you threw me off now with the nun story.
Sorry.
All right, so, and you might even feel, you might pick up teaching as a hobby or a side job, maybe teaching part-time, but you'll find yourself loving it. Say, I really love teaching. So that should tell you, maybe it's time for me to try this and take the musician thing and make that part-time, and make the other one full-time, because you have a passion for that. Normally you'll know what your purpose is because you have a deep passion for it. You can't explain it, but that's just how you feel about it. And you might not even feel that you have the tools for it, but you just know this, I really feel this. And sometimes you don't know until you're introduced to it, and once you finally get into it, you realize, I really enjoy this, I really like this. So that'll be like you and I all of a sudden getting close, when before that I didn't want to deal with you, right? It's like,
I thought you hated me.
don't come near here, go deal with him over there, for a long time. But once we got close, then we realized, wait a minute, there's more to this than just us being friends. But that came later. But
Right.
it will be the same thing where you're focused on one thing, and all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, something really gets my attention here, and the teaching gets my attention more. You find yourself spending a lot of time on it. That's how you know, okay, that's my purpose, right?
Right.
And karma helps you with that. Then all of a sudden you start to meet all these people, and you're balancing more karma. You notice that your life is changing, and you'll have challenges, but you'll resolve them quickly. That's what karma is. The challenges that you have to overcome, but you overcome them quicker and easier, and that's how you know you're on the right path. The longer it takes to overcome them, you know that maybe that's not the path you're supposed to be on. Okay? Now,
Okay.
going to something that you really want, you feel you should have, and you can get it. Let's say you can afford to get it yourself, right? So
Right.
you can just go and get it if you want to. If it's not something you're supposed to have yet, then it won't work out the way you expect it to. It won't be a pleasant experience, put it that way.